Hey guys, it's JC Chandler back again. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've been creating something amazing. Back here in the studio, getting ready to play around with some fabric, some glue, and some wood. This is the foundation for a project that I want to do. I've been wanting to try it. Been waiting for the opportunity to play with some foils. I've seen Sherry with Sharika Originals. I've seen Dee with DJ Designs do the foil through a stencil. And so, you know, I always say I'm gonna do something, and then sometimes I get to it, sometimes I don't. Well, today this is the first step. I have some fabrics. You guys have seen me post about several fabrics that I have available, and I decided let me just go ahead and grab them real quick. So let me move some stuff out the way, and I'm gonna show you which ones I'm working with, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and get to gluing and showing you how I do this, because maybe you know how to do it, maybe you don't. Maybe you saw somebody else do it, and that's fine, but that's what I'm here for, is to show you my process. This is the first step of a couple of videos that'll probably be posted back to back as I create them. We'll see. I don't know if they're all going to be combined or not, but this is step one of the process of me getting to the final pair of earrings. So here we go. Here's some fabrics. I got 4, I think. We've got 1. These are batik fabrics, and what I love about them is they are double-sided. These are the sides that I, if you want to call it, advertised. When I showed you guys the fabrics, I showed this side, and it has the gold metallic on it, and I'm beautiful. And I'm going to use this side as well in the same technique that I'm doing now, so you can see what both look like. But today I'm gluing down this side. Look at the vibrant colors. So what I love about this fabric is that you get 2 for 1, 2 different kinds of patterns, right? Which is another reason why I got it in my stash. So there's one. Here's another one. It's also batik. Look at that pattern. I love it. And here's the one, the other side. Same type of gold metallic. Right? Look at this one. Deep, dark. I want to say this is a blue, black, kind of. Look at that. And this is the other side. Look at that. 2 for 1 in the same fabric. I love it. So I couldn't decide which side I wanted to use for the project that I wanted to do, but I figured if I'm going to do a foiling technique, I'm going to use this side. This one already has a foil-ish look. So there's that. And then this one, just as vibrant. Look at all those colors. And then here's the other side. So these are the 4 fabrics that I'm going to be using today, and I'm going to put them on the wood in strips. Now both Sherry and Dee have done this technique, a form of this technique, right, where they put different pieces of fabric in strips on their wood and they cut the jewelry. I've done it on a couple of my videos with some fabric. Oh God, I think it was about 2 years ago too. So we all have tried it, but that doesn't mean that it's the same exact thing, because 1, we're using different fabrics, and 2, we're making it our own. So just because you may see something doesn't mean that you can't try it. Just think outside the box. Do what you would do differently, right? So let me move these down. This is me where I was placing it to make sure that I got the right order. I hope I don't mess it up now. Let me move these down. And I'm kind of overlapping them because I want them, I don't want to see any space in between them. So let me move these down. Put these back up here. I should have taken them down before. So let me start with this one. And I didn't make any kind of measurements really. I just kind of picked a width that I wanted and went with it. So I'm using Turbo Tacky. I wish I had my other one because it's not as quick to dry. But because I'm using this on the bottom to glue my fabric on the top, I'm putting this on the top. So I'm just gonna let you see what I'm doing, and I may or may not talk through it. So here we go. Now you can use Mod Podge, you can use regular white glue, you can use whatever you want. I'm today using this one. And I have a silicone tipped brush. I usually have a thinner one, can't find it, but this one's still gonna help me get more done. All right, so that, what else do you need? Some wood, fabric, a brush to put the glue on, and then if you have a laser, you wanna cut it out, go ahead, you'll need a laser. If not, one of us folks that has a laser can help you out. All right, let me just go ahead and get done. This is a thick glue. So, there we go. I'm just gonna strip this across like this. And I'm not going all the way to the top edge, really, because I'm probably not gonna cut all the way that far. But then, here I go. I'm going to put my fabric right there. Rub it down. Put the next one on. Kind of overlapping a bit. Try to have this even. There we go. Just like that. And you can do whatever pattern you want. I'm just trying to make sure I have straight lines as much as possible. You're not always going to have straight lines. Let me push that down. And you're probably going to see some strings. Fix them as you want. I wouldn't get too fussy about it. Put some more glue. You just make this your own project. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm kind of overlapping with the glue. And if you've not noticed it, this wood is a 12 by 12. And when I posted my fabrics onto my website, I think my fabrics are 12 by 12 sheets, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why these strips are almost exactly the same size as the wood. So let's do this. I'm not going to fill this whole wood sheet up with this fabric. I'm just going to take a few, the rest of the ones that I cut, and finish this. And the idea is once I get this on, I'm going to cut some shapes for some earrings. And I'm going to then do that foiling technique that I've been dying to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it right though. I want this to go just a little bit closer. But there's no right or wrong way, which is what I love about handmade and creativity. There's no right or wrong way to create a one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry. And this doesn't have to be for jewelry. You could put fabric on wood for any kind of project, any handcrafted project. I just happen to be doing jewelry. That's a little thick. And these strips are thinner for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. But again, no right or wrong. And I'm not pulling the strips. I'm just laying them in their natural length because I don't want them to shrink when they dry. If you pull them, for example, if it were elastic, kind of, then when they dry, they would shrivel and pull. And I don't want to do that. So here's my first layer of fabric with glue on it, right? So the places that I overlapped need glue, like right there. So now I'm gonna start using, I'm rubbing this down so it can get adhered to the wood. And then I'm gonna use the clear glue because it's more fluid, number one. And then I'm gonna spread it out as thinly as possible. I'm gonna use the same brush. This is Elmer's glue, clear. I just put it into a bottle, a smaller bottle. I think I got a big fat gallon from Amazon, and I'm just gonna let this go like this. And I'm just gonna pull it across. Now, what you wanna do is to saturate, kind of saturate. I say saturate because I wanna show you. This has to be looking wet for it to be, you want it to adhere through the fabric so it can stick to the wood and get to the, get to the fabric below. And one thing I did do with the experiment prior to me going on video is I'll take my fingers and press it down because I see air bubbles, and then I can get my strings flattened, right, and get some of the excess strings off. So that's what I'm doing while I work this glue in. Now this is going to probably more than likely affect your cut settings on your laser, right? So if you would pass your wood when you're cutting once, you might want to make this a double pass. And if you have a laser, you may or may not, you might know what I'm talking about. Usually a laser can cut through wood by itself with one pass. Y'all see how I'm scraping this up and putting it back? I'm just trying to make sure I got enough glue on here so my fabric doesn't come up while it's drying. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the excess off. This is just my process. It's not the right way. It's not the best way. It's just my way. And me taking the excess off, to me it helps with the drying time. If I need to put more, I'll put more. And because I have a silicone mat, I'm just putting it on. Whoops. Now it's time. This is where I would use my fingers and get the strings that are sticking out and lay them down. It's not rocket science, it's just me being anal, maybe. I'm just a perfectionist sometimes. Sometimes it makes the whole difference. You want to pay attention to detail when you're doing stuff like this. Any jewelry, any creation that you decide you want to sell, you should pay attention to the details. I'm going to put some more glue over here because I may or may not go up that high when I cut my design. Alright, and this is just step one. I'm going to put this under the fan. All of this glue will dry clear. Even though it looks probably a little foggy right now. All right, so this looks good to me, and it's starting to dry. I'm gonna press this down like that, because I'm gonna cut that off once it's dry. And that is me gluing, look how dark those got. Me gluing the fabric to the wood before I put it in laser to cut for earrings. Alright, I guess you can call this part 1. I hope you guys are creating something amazing, and if you want to follow me on the next steps to this project, please click the notification button so you'll know when my next video is going to pop. And so that we can create together. Make it a create along, multiple part create along. Alright guys, go create something amazing, and I'll see you soon. Bye.